Hello, everybody. Good morning, or I guess afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this, and happy day 4. My name's Cassie. I am so excited to be here with you guys today talking about one of my favorite topics, so fun, but also a crucial part of your business. We are going to have a ton of fun the next couple of days. It's kind of a two-parter between myself and Rachel tomorrow, who is one of my favorite humans. You guys are in for a treat. She's incredible, and she's going to have so many amazing tips for you as well. But we're going to be breaking down social media, kind of the what to post, how to post, between today and tomorrow. So a little bit about me before we get started. I do have some notes here because I can get a little scatterbrained on video, and I want to make sure I don't forget anything that I wanted to make sure I told you guys. So a little bit about me to start off. My name is Cassie. Like I said, I am from the Seattle area. I was born and raised here. I spent a couple years in New York City, and I'm now back in Seattle for about 2 years now. And I am single, no kids yet, and I am an insurance agent by day. I started my very first challenge group in January of 2016, and then I started coaching just 3 months later in March of 2016 because I fell in love with the challenge groups. I was a changed person. I felt like I was mind blown. I was like, everybody on the planet, listen to me. You've been looking for the solution to health and fitness, and I found it, and I'm going to scream it from the rooftops. And I just felt like, oh my gosh, my life has been changed by these. How could I not pay this forward? That would be so selfish, and selfish is not something that I want to be. So here we are. I started coaching in March of 2016, and it's just been an amazing roller coaster ever since. We have such an incredible opportunity here to change people's lives. And it's easy to kind of forget the power that we have in this platform to really change lives, change families, change futures. And it's so powerful. And it's hands down my favorite part of coaching. And a close second is the incredible community that we get to be a part of. You guys have seen from Tanya and Brittany and Casey, some of my favorite humans, and you're going to see from so many more. You're going to get to know our team, and you're just going to be blown away by it. It's absolutely incredible. You guys made an amazing decision to join our family, and I'm just so excited for every single one of you. So let's dive in without further ado. I'm super excited to talk to you guys about this topic. It's super fun for me. I really love this topic, but I know I was kind of overwhelmed when I first was getting started. So I'm hoping if you are in the same boat as me with regards to posting on social media and you're scared about, I don't know what to post, I don't know how to post, am I supposed to only talk about Beachbody? I don't want to be one of those people that nobody wants to see on their news feed or their Instagram feed. If you're a little apprehensive about it, buckle up. We've got some good tips for you, and you're going to be rocking this in no time. So I have some practical tips for you at the end to kind of go over the what to post. And like I said, Rachel's going to have a ton more for you tomorrow in terms of strategy and really honing in on that piece of things, that side of things. But first, I want to kind of talk a little bit more conceptually. Why is it important to post? And some pieces of wisdom that will just help you kind of get your brain around the general vibe that you want to have when it comes to your posts, when it comes to your social media. So why is it important? Why do we say that it's important to post on social media? Why is that one of the vital behaviors? Well, people can't trust you if they don't know you. And if people don't trust you, they're not going to come to you with their goals for health and fitness. They're not going to trust you to take care of them when you invite them to a challenge group. It's so, so crucial. And it is so, so crucial to make sure that you're honoring your voice and that you're being yourself in that when somebody sees your post on social media and then they're talking to you in a private message, that they're not like, wait, who's this person? This wasn't what I was expecting this person to be, right? That you're consistent across all of your platforms. Like for me, for example, you look at my Facebook, you look at my Instagram, you listen to me talking now, you look at my private messages, you look at my chat, with my coworkers at work. Like it pretty much is the same across all platforms because I've gotten really good at just being myself. It's a process, but it's so doable. And when you get to that place where you feel like you are accurately conveying your vibe and your interests and who you are, the type of person you are, the type of coach you are to people, that's where the magic happens. And that's when you start kind of honing in on your niche. The right people are attracted to you. You're being attracted to the right people on social media. And that's kind of when it all comes together. So a couple quick tips. kind of conceptually, when you're thinking about what you're posting and when you're typing posts out, is this adding value to somebody, right? Is this either something that's going to bring someone joy, that's light and fun, that's informative? Is this some kind of helpful tip that somebody could benefit from? Is this a raw and vulnerable something that I'm sharing that, if connected with the right person, would make them feel like they're not alone, right? And is the content that I'm putting out to the world helpful to people? Is this adding value, or is this going to be a drain, right? We've all seen those people on social media where it's like you read their posts and you're like, feel sad about life. We don't want to be those people, right? So is it adding value? It doesn't mean everything is light and fluffy all the time, but it means, is my intention here to make sure I'm adding value to the people that are seeing it, whether that be light or more heavy? Is it adding value? Another good question to ask yourself, would I enjoy seeing this, right? If I was scrolling my newsfeed and I saw this post, is this something that would make me laugh, or would make me happy, or would make me feel inspired, or would make me feel, oh my gosh, this person gets it, I'm not alone? Is this something that I would want to see on my feed? Because that is also an important thing to make sure you're keeping in mind. And then maybe, I don't want to say the most important thing, but very important thing, does this sound like me? Does this sound forced? Does this sound like my jargon? Does this sound like something I would say? It is super easy, especially as a new coach, to look at other coaches that you see, maybe the leaders that are in these training videos, or people in the team page, or your upline coach who enrolled you in the business, and feel like you should sound like them, which makes sense because they're the person that is kind of teaching you what it means to be a coach, and they're teaching you what to do. So it's easy to put their voice that they have on social media on your own path and think, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. But some good ways to catch yourself if you're doing that, or to ask yourself, if you're typing a post and you think, would so-and-so say this? Or how would so-and-so say this? Or is this something that so-and-so would post about? That's where you want to stop yourself, because the only person that your post needs to sound like is you. The only person that you need to be wondering, would so-and-so do this or say this, is me, right? Is this something I would say? Is this something that I would share? Does this sound like me? And, it's really funny. My direct upline coach, we joke that we're twins because we look alike, we sound alike, we have the same humor, and there's a lot of just weird similarities between us. We're very, very similar. And like instant bestie type status, but we still don't even sound the same. You look at our Facebook, you look at our Instagram, you look at our posts, and they're not identical. We have different voices. So that's just really important to keep in mind while you're kind of finding your flow, when you're figuring out how to run your challenge groups. Make sure you're honoring your voice and you're not trying to mimic somebody else's, because 1, people can see right through that. 2, it's less fun. And 3, it's going to block the right people from being drawn to you if you're not being authentically yourself. Notes. Let's see. And then another good tip for posting is, when I mentioned kind of there's lighter stuff and there's heavier stuff, make sure you're kind of putting out a vibe that's a mix of the two. It's really important to be vulnerable, and it's really important to share, and it's important to share the ups and the downs and the nitty gritty, because that's what people really connect with. And that's where we have the power to really connect with people and make them feel like they're not alone. And that's just, it's super important. So we want to have those moments where we're being real and we're being open, but we also want to make sure we're adding value in other ways. And it's a good mix of, light and motivation and, insights into your life, like the fun stuff, what makes you you, mixed in there with the heavier stuff, or the more vulnerable stuff, or the more real stuff, so that it's kind of a combination of all of it. So people really get like a comprehensive picture of who you are, and that the content you're putting out to them, that you're giving to them, that you're adding value with, is not all just falling in one narrow column. So a good thing that we like to encourage our coaches to do on our team is to think about who you were when you started coaching. What were you looking for? What kind of person were you? And talk to yourself in your post, right? What did you need to hear? What did you want to hear? What did you enjoy? What do you enjoy? What's the kind of person that your perfect niche challenger, your perfect niche coach wants to see? And what do they enjoy? What do they think is funny? What do they need to hear? And really be honing in on talking to that person. And don't think about the people who wouldn't vibe with you, because the truth of the matter is you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, right? But the right people, we say you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but you're going to be the right person's glass of champagne, or I say frosty margarita because I really love margaritas. But it's important to just kind of get out of your mind, oh, well, what if so-and-so thinks that this is annoying? Where it's like, you know what? Some people might think your posts are annoying. People think my posts are annoying, but I also add a lot of value to a lot of people that really click with me. And so that's worth it, because at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't connect with you being authentically yourself, it doesn't really matter if they unfollow you or unfriend you, because someone else can help that person better. And that is our mission. And that's what we want to focus on. We're trying to help change the world. We're changing lives. And we want people to be connected with the right coach. And if that's not you, that's okay, right? They're going to go and they're going to find the perfect person to connect with. So honor your voice and your message, and remember that it's okay that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. So your niche person, for example, on that, I love to do Instagram stories during Bachelor season because I love the Bachelor franchise. And when I first started doing them, I was like, oh, man, I had already been coaching for a while when I started doing this, but I was like, maybe people are going to think this is annoying. Not everyone likes the Bachelor. Should I do these Instagram stories every Monday? And then I was like, screw it. Anybody that thinks this is annoying probably isn't going to totally vibe with me, because I'm a girl that loves the Bachelor. And so if they don't like it, that's okay. Then there's probably another coach that's better suited for them. It's kind of things like that, right? If you like putting a certain kind of content out there, if you like talking about a certain thing, go for it. The right people are going to be drawn to you in that. So who is your niche person? Who's your perfect coach? If you could describe them, what do they like to do, and what would they be interested in, and what would they like to see? What kind of person are they? Who are they? Think about that mold as a person, and that's who you're talking to. Now for the what that you actually post. So we like to encourage people to come up with a list of 5 to 7 things that make you, you, right? So who are you? What kind of person are you? If somebody scrolled your Instagram and wanted to get a bird's eye view of who is Cassie as a person, what kind of things would they see, right? So maybe that's, maybe that's my relationship is a huge part of my life, my marriage, or me being a mom or a dad, or I am really into soccer and I still play, or I love nutrition, I love cooking, or, I'm really passionate about art or cars, or whatever those things are for you. What are 5 to 7 things that if you consistently posted on these topics, people would feel like they got a grasp of who you are and would feel like they understand you as a person. So we want to think about those things. Like an example for me, so I am obsessed with my 2-year-old niece. She's my favorite person on the planet, and I talk about her a lot. I'm obsessed with Mexican food and margaritas, and it's literally become part of my brand. I talk about Mexican food and margaritas a lot. Talk about my faith, I talk about my family, I talk about travel, things like that. What are things that just make you you, things that you love, things that set you apart from other people? What are 5 to 7 things that kind of encompass who you are? And then those are the things that's good to cycle between on and cycle through on social media when you're posting. So, and the thing about that is coaching and Beachbody should just be one of those 5 to 7 things, right? Just because you're a coach now, this isn't your entire life. You didn't lose everything else about you when you signed up to be a coach. And only one slice of your life is this now, and it's an important slice, and it's a slice of your life that you need to talk about so that people understand what you're doing and people know that they can trust you, so that people can start to follow you. But it's just one slice of your life. So every post doesn't need to be Beachbody. Every post shouldn't be Beachbody. We want your social media to just be a glimpse of you, because people are going to come in contact with you through different social media platforms in this business. It's one of the coolest gifts ever. You get to meet so many people that you never would have met otherwise. But the only way that true connection happens is if they feel like they have a vibe for you, like they connect with you. And the best way to do that is to just share who you are. And why it's important to consistently post every day. Another leader on the team, Tara, said this in one of our team calls one time, and I loved it. She said, imagine if you stopped at a coffee stand every single day and you picked up People magazine. And then that was your favorite magazine. You looked forward to it. You loved this magazine. You loved seeing what they had to say. And then one day they're out of People magazine, so you get Us Weekly instead. And then the next day they're still out of People magazine, so you're like, okay, well, I still want People magazine, but you'll get Us Weekly instead. After a couple of days, they're probably just going to start looking for Us Weekly, right? And so that's why it's so important to be consistent in social media, because people will start to follow you. People are going to be following you that you don't even know are watching. They might not like or comment on anything, but they are following you. And we need to show up for them, right? Because when they are ready, they will say yes to your invite. When they're ready, they will come to you and they'll ask you what you're doing. And it's our job to be there for them and show up consistently so they know that we're still in this and we're still there for them and they can trust us, that we're not going to fall off the face of the planet, that we're going to be there for them, that we're going to be consistent. And that's why it's super important. So your fun assignment for today, first, we want you to just describe your niche person, right? Tell me about your perfect challenger, your perfect coach. What are they like? What are they interested in? What kind of things do they have in their life? Who is your niche challenger? Who's your niche coach? And then I want you to just list 5 to 7 things that you are going to talk about on social media that you're going to rotate through that just encompass who you are, right? Fun stuff or serious stuff like your marriage or, your kids or your career, or something light and silly like margaritas or, a hobby that you have, a passion of yours. Just 5 to 7 things that make you you, that if you consistently talked about on social media, people could look through and feel like they got a grasp of who you are, that if they then ran into you at Trader Joe's, that they'd be like, oh yeah, this is this girl. I feel like I already know you because, I see you on social media. That's really what we're trying to get at here. That authenticity, that, consistency over time, just making sure that you are putting out a message that is true to you, that's true to your voice, that's true to your passions, because that is the key to connection when it comes to social media. There's so much going on social media these days. And if you are being authentically you, you're adding value, and you're connecting with the right people and not worrying about the people that aren't the right people, that's where the magic happens. That's the secret sauce. I'm super excited for you guys. And I can't wait to see these assignments. You're going to rock it. Make sure you tag your upline below when you complete your assignment. And part 2 will be coming tomorrow with my girl, Rachel. All right. Have a great day.